to talk about the pimple patch on my chin right now because I have a mountain on my chin right now. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. This week's video, honestly, I've been very excited about. It's something that I do quite often, but I haven't done recently, and that is a TBR video. This is going to be my June TBR. Round of applause for me. Now, I did not do a May TBR, nor did I do an April wrap-up, just because it felt a little repetitive to do either. My reasoning for that is, in retrospect, it kind of isn't, but I didn't do a April wrap-up because all I read was Magnolia Parks, and I'm gonna do a bookish breakdown for Magnolia Parks once I finish it, so that felt kind of dumb. And I also didn't do a May TBR because I didn't realistically know how much I was gonna be able to read in May, because not only was I finishing my last in-person semester of college, but I also had to move out, and then I was home for a week, and then I went to New York for a week, so I didn't do as much reading as I hoped to this month, which is why we're picking up with June. I say this every month, but I have quite an ambitious TBR for June, but I feel like it's actually achievable this month because although I am trying to get a job, I'm not like in school right now, so I can read. I have a lot more like downtime. So yeah, so that's where we're at. I will let you guys know I am currently reading Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty, the last book in the Windy City series. And as soon as I'm done, you guys will get your bookish breakdown for the Windy City series. I was saying this to myself yesterday, but I'm so happy that Liz Tomforty is a new author, because now I can say that like I've read every single one of her books, and as she keeps coming out with new series, I'm as up to date as possible. Because there's so many other authors that I've read that I just like, I can't say that I've read their entire catalog because I haven't. I am quite close with a couple of them. But Liz Tomforty, since Windy City is her first series, I can say that I read every single one of her books because I'm almost, guys, I have like a page left of Rewind It Back. A page. So grab yourself a little drinkity drink. This is Dr. Pepper because, duh, if there's one thing you should know about me is that Dr. Pepper makes up about 99.9% of my body composition. Let's do this. So the first book we're going to talk about that is on my TBR for June, I don't have currently with me because my copy isn't coming until next week, but it is Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh, the newest addition to the Boys of Tommen series. So many people are reading this book right now. Currently, when I'm filming this, it is May 29th. The book came out a couple days ago. So many people have read it, finished it already, but I do not have my copy, so I have been avoiding spoilers like the plague. But I get it next week, and that's going to be the first book I read this month. Maybe that's not the best idea, because that is definitely going to determine the entire rest of my month reading-wise. But I also have some light options to kind of pick me up after Releasing 10, because a lot of people say that Releasing 10 is incredibly heavy, and very graphic. I'm scared. But also, I plan on reading Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. Whoop, we saw that. And Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. The last two books of what is out of the Magnolia Park series. I took a break from this series this month. I read books 1, 2, and 3 in April. And I picked up The Great Undoing. I'm on chapter 9 currently, actually. So I'm not super, like, I actually made, not a good dent, but like, it's not like I'm on chapter like 3 or something. I'm very nervous to get to this book. But we have to go through this one first. And I'm nervous because, not gonna lie, The Long Way Home put me in a bit of a reading slump, which is another reason why I didn't read as much in May as I wanted to, because the end of The Long Way Home destroyed me. But we're gonna pick up again and hopefully have a better month when it comes to Magnolia Parks, because I really want to finish this series. And since I know those two books are gonna wreck me, as well as Releasing 10, I put on my TBR The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. This is the last book in the Campus Diaries series by her. The first book is The Graham Effect. The second book is The Dixon Rule. This is the last one. I've been meaning to read this book for quite some time. It's been out for quite some time. I just have not picked it up, mainly because I've been to school and it's been home. But I just have not picked this book up yet. And I'm actually really excited But I've heard some mixed reviews, like, because this is a group dynamic. It is MMF or MFM, if you want to phrase it like that. And something that I really like about Emily Rath's books, the first and third one in the Jacksonville Race series, they're both like group dynamics. It focuses just as much with the male main characters' relationships with each other, just as much as the female main characters' relationships with them. So, like, for example, in the first book, it follows Rachel, Ilmari, Jake, and Caleb. It focused just as much on Caleb's relationship with Jake as it did with Rachel's relationship with Jake, or Rachel's relationship with Caleb, or Rachel's relationship. Like, it all, oh my god, I loved Jake and Caleb's relationship. It was everything to me. And I've heard a lot of people say that this book focuses a lot more on the two guys' relationships with the girl rather than their relationships with each other. So we'll see if I get those vibes. I'm excited nonetheless because I absolutely love Elle Kennedy's sports romances. Everybody knows that Off Campus is one of my favorite books of all time. I loved The Graham Effect. I really like The Dixon Rule. And I've been anticipating Will and Beckett's story for so long. So I'm hoping it doesn't disappoint me. Next up, also as a little bit more of like a light situation, I have Hopeless and Wild Side by Elsie Silver. This is the last book in the Chestnut Springs series, and this is the most recent book in the Rose Hill series by Elsie Silver. I have been meaning to read Hopeless since I finished Reckless last year, like months ago. I finished Reckless in either November or December. Have not picked this book up yet. I don't know why, but I'm like determined to read it this summer so that I can officially finish Chestnut Springs and do a bookish breakdown for you guys. As well as Wild Side came out recently, and by recently I mean like probably a month or so ago, and I've been meaning to read it, but again, it's been at home while I was in school. And Wild Side, which is the next book and the last book after this one, comes out, I'm not sure when it comes out actually. I think it's sometime later this year. And then her new series after Rose Hill, which is, what is it called? Like Emerald something? Let me see. Emerald Lake comes out in like the summer of 2026. So I want to finish this, as well as I'm kind of determined to read Elsie Silver's first series, Gold Rush Ranch, before I get to her new series coming out next year, so that I can be completely done with Elsie Silver before her new series comes out. Just like I am with Liz Tomforty, I want to be as up to date as possible and say that I've read every single one of their books. But yeah, so I have these two on there for another like kind of light note. I don't know how in depth these books go, but I guess we'll see. And last but certainly not least, you guys are, this is the ambitious part of my TBR. The last 4 books in Addicted Calloway. You're probably like, Rio, we honestly hate you at this point because you've said you're going to read this, the rest of the series, for months now, and you haven't, so please shut the fuck up. I understand. I really do. But I'm going to. Like, I'm not giving myself any excuses anymore, especially after I finish like Magnolia Parks, Rewind It Back, and Releasing 10. After I finish those are like at the top of my priority list. This, I would say, is right after that. I'm in a finishing series that I've started but have yet to pick up again. Like, I'm dead set on that for like the next few months. So like, rather than starting new series, I'm picking up where I left off with series that I've started but have not finished yet. So this is the prime example of that. We have Addicted After All, Fuel the Fire, Long Way Down, and then the epilogue novel, Some Kind of Perfect. I'm actually quite excited to read these because I have been out of this universe for so long, and along with, you know, Windy City, Boys of Tommen, Off Campus, Legacy of Gods, Chestnut Springs, like this series has one of the best found families that I've ever read, and it is astonishing that I have not picked up a book in this series in almost a year, because I read Thrive last year, and that was after not reading a book in this series. The last book before that is Hot House Flower. I probably waited like 6 months to a year before I read Thrive after I finished Hot House Flower. So it's safe to say that it's been too long since I've picked up a book from this series. This series being as long as it is, and me having dedicated so much of my time to this series, I can't just not finish it. Like, I refuse to DNF this series, even though I have waited so long to come back to it for some reason. I'm not just completely saying, yeah, I'm not picking up another book from this series again. I am going to finish this series, and that is my June TBR. Like I said, quite ambitious, considering I have like 10 books on this series, I believe, including releasing 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is releasing 10, ironically. Here is my TBR for June. Picture releasing 10 on top, but here's my TBR for June. Actually, it's really pretty. Like, I feel like it all goes together. I'm gonna make an Instagram post for this. The next video after this one will be a reading vlog of both Rewind It Back and Releasing 10. I might split it into 2 different videos, Rewind It Back and Releasing 10 as 2 separate videos, depending on how long all my footage is for Releasing 10, because that book is like 300 to 400 pages longer than Rewind It Back is. And you guys will get a reading vlog for The Great Undoing as well as Into the Dark. Let me know if you guys want any other reading vlogs for any books of these books on my TBR, but those are ones that are gonna come up soon. Yeah, that is it, you guys. Follow along with me if you want. I post a lot more updates and stuff like that and current thoughts and everything on my TikTok. I'm trying to be more active on my Instagram, posting bookish pictures and things like that, because I'm terrible at it. I really want to get better at taking photos of all my books and cute little things like that. It can be very difficult, but I'm going to try my best to be more active. I'm going to make an Instagram post about my June TBR in like 2 seconds after I finish filming. I'm so scared to read Releasing 10. You're going to hear a lot of that in my Rewind It Back footage of the reading vlog. That's just the reality of it. I'm terrified to read that book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you soon. I love you all.